Hello traders, and welcome to my video on the half trend buy sell indicator. So this is a custom indicator that you will probably need to download to install on your trading platform if you haven't already. Here I have the half trend indicator on the MT4 platform on a euro dollar 1 hour chart. As you can see, this is the indicator here, showing red and blue lines and arrows. So it's pretty self-explanatory how you use this particular indicator. What you're looking for is to buy, place long trades when the arrow is blue and the line is blue, and vice versa. You're looking to sell or short when the line and arrows are red. Okay. However, what you don't want to do, or personally what I wouldn't do, is just to enter every time they change color. Okay, you find if you do that, especially in ranging markets, you can get chopped in and out of trades. Okay, for example here, if we just buy when it changes color, price drops there. If we sold there when the red arrow appeared, have the red line, price went back up. If you buy here, price actually fell. So there are trades when, for example, this one, when if you do follow the indicator blindly as it is, for example here, you will catch good trades, but there are many ways in which you can filter these signals to take the strongest ones available. I'm going to show you how I would use the half trend indicator in coordination with other forms of market analysis, specifically price action analysis, support and resistance, and perhaps we might look at including some other technical indicators. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to mark recent support and resistance levels. So here I'm going to mark support. This was initially support. See, the price has moved up, and now this level here is holding up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 as a good level of support over a few days. Bearing in mind this is a 1 hour chart. I do prefer to trade longer term chart timeframes, as I find the signals tend to be more reliable, and that's with any indicator or with any chart formation, candlestick patterns, so on and so forth. I find there's a lot of noise on the lower chart time frames, and thus the signals are not as reliable. That being said, you can use this indicator on any chart time frame that you prefer. Okay, another good thing about the 1 hour, 4 hour and daily charts is it just means less time chart watching, so that combined with more reliable signals makes it my preferred choice. Okay, so we've marked the support level here, which is pretty straightforward, and we can mark resistance around here. Okay, let's just check that. I'd probably say this level, because you can see that price fell quite significantly away from this level. And you can see the price is trading in this channel. And this is really when the half trend buy sell indicator is probably not the most reliable in a ranger market. You'd probably want to use an oscillator to look for overbought and oversold areas if you are trading in a range such as this. But I'm going to show you where this indicator does come in handy. Okay, so it's first identifying the trend. We have here a triple bottom pattern, which basically means this level of resistance has been hit 1, 2, 3 times, forming the triple bottom or double bottom if you just take these two into account. And following on from there, you draw the neckline, which is basically the level of resistance from the triple bottom pattern, which would be here, or some may argue could be here, but we'll go for this level over here. Okay, so now what we're going to do is wait for a breakout of this range, and you could actually have traded the breakout there if you see that candle. And probably a lot of people were watching this level here. As you can see, the price did jump up quite significantly once we broke out of this range. You may have taken the trade there. You could have put your stop loss below the low there, around 20 pips, which is not bad for the 1 hour chart time frame. But for the purpose of this video, we are focusing on trading based on the half trade, the half trend buy sell indicator. But I think that's an example of how it can be lagging if you just rely on these signals completely. You know, you may not have taken the breakout, okay, and you may argue, well, the half trend indicator is signaling a buy there, but at the same time is signaling a sell here. You wouldn't necessarily have sold there because we're looking at the overall bigger picture. And confirming trades, as I said, with support and resistance to avoid scenarios when we're getting whipsawed in and out of the market. It showed to buy there again, which wouldn't have been an ideal place to buy as price fell down following on from there. Okay, so if we had taken this breakout, you can see prices moved up quite significantly. You would have had almost 100 pips in that trade. Could have moved your stop loss below this support level as price was heading up. Okay, we have a pullback here, quite a big pullback. I mean, this bar is probably due to some news, perhaps an artificial spike there. Nonetheless, the trend did actually continue, and now this is when the half trend indicator from my perspective comes in handy. First, you wait for the trend to form. So here the trend has formed. See that? This is a pullback and the indicator goes red, right? Okay, so we've had a trend established, the pullback, and now when the half trend indicator turns from red to blue, we may consider this as the entry point, simply because we've been patient. We waited for a trend to form, we waited for a pullback, and then we're going to try and get in on the continuation. Good thing about this is you're not just trying to enter in right at the start of a trend every time, because as we can see here, you will not always be able to pick the start of the trend. If you're patient, you can get in once it's already formed. Okay, so the half trend indicator does signal an entry there. You can of course confirm it with other forms of analysis. If we just mark the trend line there, you can see price is close to the trend line, which is good. It's not up here out the way somewhere where you could get, you know, enter too high. You can see from the candlestick patterns that the bulls are eventually overcoming some of the bearish power here. So it's perhaps be a good time to time the entry thanks to the half trend buy sell indicator. And as you can see, this is a good trend, goes up quite significantly. The half trend indicator doesn't turn red too early, so it doesn't prematurely take you out of the trade if you were looking to exit on an opposite signal. That being said, what I would do if I was in this particular move here is I would be moving my stop loss below levels of support. So the initial stop would be probably below this trend line here, which is also below this support level. It's a relatively tight stop loss for the 1 hour chart. And as price goes up, I will be moving it below this support and below this support. As price heads on up here, again the stop loss would be moved here. So you're basically just locking in as much pips as possible on the move, just trailing it, because what you don't want to do is just leave your stop loss here, and if price got to here and then started to fall back down, you would have left all of those pips on the table and could eventually end up in a loss. At a very minimum, I would move it to my stop loss to break even plus a few pips to cover broker spreads and commissions. That being said, you can also close out part of your position. Let's just say that price has gone here. You're seeing this consolidation. The half trend indicator has been flat for a while, and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to move my stop loss to break even, and then I'm going to close half my position here. I mean, still 100 pips, and then you could allow the other half of your position to run with your stop loss either at break even, or you can move it, as I said, below recent support. Just try and maximize the move. If you did panic and perhaps exit prematurely here, there are other opportunities to enter. I mean, the half trend indicator, that's another thing, is not always going to get you in if you've missed the initial entry. As you can see, there are opportunities to get in on this trend up here. However, the half trend indicator is not necessarily signifying those. But what you can do is just use resistance breakouts. You can see, look at the size of these candles. A big breakout there from this resistance level. Big breakout there from that resistance level. And again, a big candle there. In fact, the half trend buy sell indicator was indicating a trade there, but as you can see, again, it was lagging. The arrow was here, whereas the breakout occurred back here. Would have got you in a better position, even though this was red. So yeah, the half trend indicator, I think the main way to use it is just when it's showing an obvious trend like this, you can just say, right, okay, there's a trend there. I'm going to take long trades because the indicator is blue, the arrow is blue. It's time for long entries, and you can use other indicators. Let's say stochastic oscillator to enter on the pullbacks as well. Basically, for taking long trades with the stochastic oscillator, you want price to be in this oversold zone here, or in or around this oversold zone, and for the main line to cross or be above the signal line. Just shows that the market is potentially oversold and could be starting to move upwards. Okay, and if we use, right, so we had this an entry on the changeover of the half trend indicator there, but the stochastic, which is a free indicator you can get on your platform, would have had us in earlier, arguably, based on this crossover of the oversold area. Not to mention, you could have just used a trend line to spot this trend yourself. Thus, does the half trend indicator actually do anything that you can't do with some basic lines and indicators already available in your platform? I guess you can put a moving average on your chart. Is going to look similar. Let's just put a 14 moving average. I mean, yeah, I mean, look how closely that follows the half trend indicator. With the advantage of the half trend indicator being that it's just color coded, but you can also get a color coded moving average. Half trend indicator can give you alerts from the settings. You can choose to give you alerts when it changes, but as I said, I wouldn't just use it on its own really for entry and exit, but it can be a good way to help confirm which way you're going to be trading, which direction. Stochastic crossover here near the 20 oversold level coincides nicely with the breakout. We would have perhaps been waiting for a trade there. In fact, that's a nice wedge pattern. So again, stochastic crossover in the oversold zone there. Could have been preparing the entry based on the breakout of this resistance level. So on, another one. Again, the stochastic would have been before this half trend indicator changeover. As I said, it can be lagging at times. So basically, the point I'm trying to get across is it's best to combine indicators with price action, candlestick patterns, obviously always good money management. If we zoom out and we see this move, okay, so it moved all the way up to here. Just remove these lines from the chart. I mean, from when the move started here on the initial breakout, we were talking about as over 250 pips in that move there. Ample opportunity to enter on the way up. I mean, you probably wouldn't want to enter up here because you've just seen, you're late. You're going to be buying high if you're trying to buy up here. There's no need to force trades if they're not there. You can see this level of resistance forming. The half trend indicator starts turning downwards. That being said, this change over here does emphasize, and the half trend indicator does get it right. It can be a good signal. This went from red to blue, and there was still plenty of gas left in the tank, almost 100 pips worth. And the good thing about this particular trade is you would have had a nice level of support, which would have helped you with the confirmation for this particular trade. Again, a nice wedge pattern there, ascending wedge pattern, and the breakout. Look at the size of that breakout. Probably a lot of people were waiting for this particular setup, and hence it happened. Rejected this level, rejected this level again, rejected this level again. You have that candle there, which is a nice pin bar or hammer candlestick pattern here that was bullish, and the rest is history from there. That would have been a good trade. Yeah, so the half trend indicator does a good job as I said, of filtering which direction to trade, whereas I wouldn't necessarily use it as it is for entering and exiting trades, just simply because in ranging markets like this here, if you're buying, selling, you're going to be, it will get it right from time to time, but then there will be times when, you buy here, you're probably getting your stop here, you sell here, okay, you may have stayed in the trade, but, you could have just done your resistance line and waited for the price to test that level. In this particular example, rather than take it blindly, you could have just done, okay, you have a triple top candlestick pattern here, neckline, which is basically the support, and a breakout there. That would have been confirmation, but you can see the half trend indicator did suggest to wait for that to happen. So as I said, good for filtering the direction you're going to trade in. Okay, let's see if we can find a short. This is obviously trading long with the half trend indicator, so I've got to manually remove all of these. I can leave those. Let's get rid of those. Okay, so if we go, well, I mean, where we are now, you can see that a nice short move is playing out. We have a downtrend here. In fact, that level of support from way back is held up nicely, so we know that that's a strong level. Okay, that's why it's good sometimes to leave support and resistance on your chart, because they can be there for a while. This level has been rejected multiple times. It's a triple top candlestick pattern there. As before, the neckline, which is basically the support level, half trend indicator is in agreement, it's downwards. Again, these arrows here just emphasizing why you don't just want to blindly take the signals. You sold here, price goes up, you buy here, price goes down, buy here, price goes down. Again, you sold on this arrow blindly, price goes up. But if you bought here, price goes down, which is why you just should use other analysis, in my opinion, to confirm these trades. I don't really think, to be honest with you, the half trend indicator does anything spectacular that basic indicators can't do. Like I showed you the moving average, do something similar, or you can just, I mean, do you really need an indicator to look at your chart and see that the market's fallen? Just so you can see from the resistance level, price is moving away from it. It's heading down. Yeah, once this level of support here is breached, just move it there. Once this is breached and the candle closes below, you see that price falls significantly down. So that could have been a good entry point on the breakout of the support level there. If you did trade that, you could have put your stop loss up around this level of resistance here, or just the other side of the support that was breached, so 10 to 20 pips, which is a tight stop loss for the 1 hour chart time frame, and this trend went over 200 pips. So you know, you could have had a 1 to 20 risk to reward ratio on that, which is very favorable. Again, you could have moved your stop loss as the price is falling down, move your stop loss above the resistance levels that are formed. If price was down here, my stop loss would be probably around here. I may have closed some of the position. I definitely wouldn't just be leaving my stop loss near the entry and, you know, waiting for price to come back and take me out. And as it continued to fall down here, stop loss be around here. So you know, okay, you've already locked in a substantial amount of profit. If price keeps falling, great. If it comes back up, it doesn't matter. You've still locked in a bit of profit. I mean, perhaps we'll be looking to watch what's going to happen now. As you can see, this is a resistance level. It's being tested at the moment. Again, the half trend indicator is starting to show that price is heading back up. So if we just zoom in here, this is when the half trend indicator is coming in handy. I mean, if you don't want to bother with drawing resistance and support and trend lines and such, perhaps it could be useful for those of you who just want to look at, see lots of, okay, a red arrow, clear red from the indicator. I'm going to trade short, and I'm going to use, let's just say, the stochastic crossover. Basically, for sell trades with the stochastic, you want price to be in and or around the extremely overbought zone, which is 80 and above, and for the main line to be crossing the signal line in a downwards direction, which, you know, that's a crossover there, which coincided nicely with our breakout that we were looking at just now. Some may argue you could have even come in earlier, which is this stochastic crossover in the extreme overbought zone coming from that resistance level. Again, the half trend indicator doesn't agree, which may keep you out of trouble sometimes, but may make you late to the party in others. But there's no harm in waiting for the trend to form and then entering afterwards. You know, you could have waited for this trend to come down here, waited for this support to form, okay, and then entered on the breakout to the downside. As you can see, that level holds up nicely. As it was support initially, it becomes resistance. You have bearish candlestick pattern there, inverted hammer, and this would have been a good trade as well to the short side. Yeah, so there are numerous different ways you can enter a trend. The half trend indicator just gives you a good gauge of which way the market may be heading, but as I said, I wouldn't use it for entry just because you're just going to get whipsawed in and out. First, wait for the trend to form and use the half trend indicator as a guide of the direction. Perhaps you know, it can be good as well if you see this downtrend and you're thinking, oh, I want to get in on the action, and you're thinking, I'm going to sell around here. You're not because you can see the indicator is in blue. So it can be, that's how it works good as a filter. But, you know, the stochastic, you could have had the stochastic oscillator telling you, you know, the market's moving up, don't sell. But then some may argue the stochastic told you to sell an opportunity here, which wouldn't have been the ideal entry point, and the half trend indicator was blue. So basically a combination of everything. But I don't think you can beat the price action analysis, because that's not lagging, that's telling you exactly what price has done, and the support level here would have been a good way to watch this particular downtrend for an entry. Okay, let's just have a look at one more indicator. There's just so many, there's literally thousands of different ways you can trade this particular any trend in combination with the half trend indicator. The ADX, for example, the ADX indicator, basically when you look to sell when the red line is above the green line, and you look to buy when the green line is above the red line. That's it in a nutshell. And this main line here is for the momentum. So basically the higher that main line is, the greater the momentum of the trend. I set a 20 level, this line here on the ADX, because I think that anything above 20 is a trending market, whereas anything below tends to be more of a ranging market. As you can see here, we're in a range price below 20. Some use 25, some use 30, some don't use level at all. They just look at the momentum there. But we have the crossover of the red and green to the downside there, which coincided nicely with the breakout of that support level there. So that just could have been additional confirmation. As you can see, it starts to lose momentum there. Market is ranging more. Yeah, so the ADX again can be a way to capture entries into trends. Red crossover of the green, downwards movement. We have this support level that we drew, but if we were honing right in on our charts, we could have marked support there. As you can see, held up nicely, then a breakout, and the support became resistance. I think it's important to mention that support and resistance doesn't always need to be horizontal. Too many traders always use it has to be a horizontal line. It's not always the case, as we know with wedge patterns. Wedge patterns such as this one, descending wedge pattern there, price consolidates and breaks out, has a breakout. Have that almost spinning top candlestick pattern to the bearish side. Again, confirmation of that entry, but as we can go on for hours and pinpoint different reasons why we would have looked to have taken this position, but at the end of the day, you only need a few indicators, price action analysis, and most importantly, good money management. I like to cut my losing trades short and allow my winning trades to run, locking in profits along the way. Okay, so the half trend indicator just basically use as a guide for the direction of the market rather than blindly taking its entry and exit signals. That being said, I personally don't think it does anything more than what standard indicators such as the moving average already in your trading platform do anyway. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe for more. Catch you on the next one.